Welcome to Weekend Minutes. Have a nice day. Today is Monday, 21st of July 2025. Starting the newspaper of the world news, including off-duty border patrol agent shot in Manhattan Park in botched robbery. Police say Delta Airlines pilot makes aggressive maneuver to avoid collision with the B-52 bomber in United States. Moscow airports temporarily shut over Ukraine's drone attack on Russia. Suspect arrested after car crashes into San Jose's post office, setting it ablaze. Japan's shaky government loses upper house control. One killed and two missing after a group is swept over an Oregon waterfall. Pro-Palestinian protester prompts a scuffle on stage at a Royal Opera House in London. While video man eats a KFC inside a vegetarian restaurant runs out by a spawn in the London sparks outrage. Pre-meet top Iranian advisor Larijani discusses Middle East tensions, nuclear issues. People live careless for immediate ceasefire in the Gaza after a church strike kills 3. Russia opened peace with the Ukraine but insists on achieving its goal, says Kremlin spokesman. Now, from the Hindu newspaper, we have the Japan Prime Minister Ishiba's coalition lost its majority in upper house election. Ishiba's Liberal Democratic Party and its junior coalition partner Koimito needed to win 50 seats on top of the 75 seats they already have to reach the goal. Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba addressed the media at the vote counting center in the Liberal Democratic Party and headquarters in the Tokyo on Japan 2025. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's ruling coalition failed on Monday, July 21st, 2025 to secure a majority in the 248 seats upper house in the crucial parliamentary election. NHK Public Television said Mr. Ishiba's Liberal Democratic Party and its junior coalition partner Komitsu needed to win 50 seats on the top of the 75 seats they already had to reach the goal. With 2 more seats to be decided, the coalition had only 46 seats. At least 73 people killed waiting for humanitarian aid across the Gaza, says Palestinian Health Ministry. More than 150 people were wounded, some critically, hospitals said. Palestinians gather as they carry aid supplies that enter the Gaza through the Israel-aimed hunger crisis in Beit Lahia in the northern Gaza Strip on July 20, 2025. At least 73 people were killed while attempting to access aid at locations across Gaza on Sunday, July 20, 2025. The health ministry in the Palestinian territory said the largest toll was in the northern Gaza, where at least 7 Palestinians were killed while trying to reach aid entering northern Gaza through the Zikim crossing with Israel, according to the ministry and local hospitals. Reviving Kailash Mansarovar Yatra to inject new impetus in the India-China ties, direct flights to follow Chinese ambassador to India. Zhu Feihong, China's ambassador to India, talks about China supporting India-Pakistan dialogue for a regional peace, established India-China border, and improved bilateral relations. China is prepared to discuss refining border management and control rules in order to resolve issues around its disputed boundary with India after the end of the 4-year military standoff at the line of actual control, Chinese ambassador to India Zhu Feihong said on Sunday. He also expressed optimism that the revival of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra would inject impetus to ties and that indirect flights will be launched soon. Rejecting criticism of China's support to Pakistan during the Operation Sindoor, Mr. Zhu said that bilateral ties were not targeted at the third country. He warned that comments by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju and other Indian and other Indian officials supporting the Dalai Lama's statement on the successor could cause the friction with India-China bilateral ties. Now, from the Hindustan Times newspaper states that India gears up ahead as Pakistan prepares to raise Kashmir at the United Nations. Asim Iftikhar Ahmed, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations. India is preparing for a busy July at the United Nations as Pakistan steps up its diplomatic efforts, particularly on the Kashmir issue. Of Pakistan, which holds the chair of the United Nations Security Council for the month of July, is preparing two signature events during its presidency. The first is high-level open debate set to be held this weekend, chaired by the Pakistan's Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar. While the debate is normally focused on promoting the peaceful settlement of the international disputes, and sometimes has learned that Islamabad is likely to bring up the Kashmir issue during the open debate. It is understood that India will also prepare to deliver a statement on the Kashmir during the debate. It is a time for the Kashmir dispute to be addressed, and I would say that this is not solely Pakistan's responsibility. We are here temporarily serving a 2-year term as a non-permanent member, said Asif Iftikhar Ahmed, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, in a press conference on July 1st. Center ready to discuss Operation Sindoor in monsoon session, says Kiran Rijiju, Union Minister and BJP MP JP Nadda. Kiran Rijiju, Arjun Ram Meghwal, L. Mulkhan chair all the all-party meetings ahead of the monsoon session of the parliament. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju on Sunday said the government is open to discuss key issues including Operation Sindoor during the monsoon session of the parliament starting on Monday. Speaking at the all-party meeting convened ahead of the session, Rijiju also called for a greater coordination between the government and the opposition to ensure the smooth functioning of the House. We are very much open to discussing important issues like Operation Sindoor in the parliament. There should be a government opposition to coordination in running the parliament smoothly, the union minister said. Now, from economy of the country, from the business point of view, CoinDCX hit by $44 million crypto security breach. According to the firm's website, it has a 1.6 registered users and 500 plus crypto assets. Unauthorized access led to the $44 million to exposure from an operational account. Wallet activity is being closely tracked with the global analytics partner, statement read. Trade SOP in limbo. India takes novel approach in the dynamic talks with the United States. Farmers also warned that if India signs a trade deal with the United States, they later could import raw sugar from Brazil, process it in the United States, and then export it to India, hurting the domestic sugar industry. United States President Donald Trump had initially set a 9 July deadline for the countries to sign the trade deal and avoid steep reciprocal tariffs, later revising the deadline to August 1st. To boost surveillance, government taps global firms for high-resolution satellite imagery. The initiation of talks with these satellite imagery providers comes in the wake of the Operation Sindoor in the May month, where it has been referred that China provided live inputs through the satellite support to Pakistan. India is already working on upgrading the satellite capabilities and has fast-tracked deployment of 52 surveillance satellites under the SBS space-based surveillance IIT programs. Now going towards science and tech, we have United States may revise hormone replacement therapy warnings. Experts convinced by the agency said HRT's benefits go beyond easing the menopausal symptoms. They cited evidence for reduced fracture risk, improved cardiovascular and cognitive health, and a favor urinary tract infections. HRT can be administered through the various means, including orally through skin patches or vaginally, and is given either as estrogen alone or with the progesterone. United States Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Marty Makary signaled Thursday that he is open to revising strict warnings levels of hormone replacement therapy, following testimony from the experts who said its treatment risks have long been excavated. HRT is taken to replace the estrogen the body stops producing after her menopause. The periods end permanently and help relieve symptoms such as hot flashes, vaginal discomfort, and pain during sex. But it is a use that has plummeted in the recent years, amid concerns including a possible link to invasive breast cancer. Children living near the oil and gas wells face high risk of rare leukemia, studies show. One of the studies found that the children diagnosed with the acute lymphocytic leukemia were 4 times more likely to live in the areas with a high density of oil and natural gas wells than the children diagnosed with other cancers. The United States has nearly 1 million oil and natural gas wells. Some, like the other one here, is Commerce Colo, within a few thousand feet of the school and neighborhoods. Acute lymphocytic leukemia is one of the most commonly diagnosed cancers in the children. Although it is rare, it begins in the bone marrow and rapidly progresses. Long-term survival rates exceed 90%, but many survivors face lifelong health challenges, those including heart conditions, mental health struggles, and a greater chance of developing a second cancer. India will address the concerns of the private sector on the investments in the civil nuclear segment. Minister in the Budget Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the government's intention to amend key legislation, including the Atomic Energy Act and the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act, to facilitate private sector involvement. Minister of Science and Technology Jitendra Singh. India will be able to address the apprehensions of the private sector globally about the investments in the civil nuclear sector, which was opened up to achieve the ambitious targeting of producing 100 gigawatts of atomic power by 2047, Union Minister Jitendra Singh has asserted. Mr. Singh, who has oversees the Department of the Atomic Energy, said changes in the relevant rules and regulations will have to be made to facilitate the entry of the private sector in the field of the nuclear energy, which currently is under tight control of the government. Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) seeks collaboration for the malaria vaccine production through tech transfer. The collaborator will have access to ICMR's technology to develop recombinant chimeric multi-stage malaria vaccine. The council will provide technical support through its team of experienced scientists through various stages, such as study planning, product development, and outcome assessment. While the council will have no financial implications unless otherwise specified, its institutions will provide support and facilitation to conduct the research and development. Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) Delhi has invited expression of interests (EOI) from the eligible organization, companies, and manufacturers for undertaking transfer of technology for commercialization of a recombinant chimeric and multi-stage malaria vaccine against the Plasmodium falciparum, useful in preventing the Plasmodium falciparum infection in humans and minimizing its community transmission. The goal is to facilitate the commercialization of this vaccine to prevent to minimize the malaria transmission, and EOI is open until August 17. The council noted that it would provide a technical support through its team of experienced scientists in study planning, product development of the study protocol results, data analysis, outcome assessment, safety and efficacy assessment, product improvement, etc., if deemed fit upon the mutual understanding between ICMR and the collaborative company. BRICS Media and think tank forum cell calls for a greater global South role in shaping the global artificial intelligence governance. A major concern that emerged was the risks of the artificial intelligence capabilities being concentrated among a few actors located in the handful of countries with the several participants, noting that it could create dangerous dependencies for the global South nations. At the 7th plenary session of the BRICS Media and Think Tank Forum, earlier known as the BRICS Media Forum, more than 250 representatives from the media organization, think tank, government agencies, and enterprises from 36 countries gathered in Rio de Janeiro to deliberate on the ways to foster greater South-South cooperation, including on joint R&D and co-established standards for a more equitable sharing of artificial intelligence benefits across the nations. A major concern that emerged was the risks of the artificial intelligence capability being concentrated among a few actors located in the handful of countries, with the several participants noting that it could create dangerous dependencies for global South nations. India records 18 lakh new brain stroke cases every year. Nationwide campaign launched. Indian Stroke Association President P. Vijaya speaking at the launch of the nationwide campaign in Hyderabad on Sunday. India records a brain stroke every 20 seconds, amounting to over 18 lakh new cases each year. Yet public awareness about the prevention and timely treatment remains low, said medical experts at the launch of the stroke awareness campaign titled Brain Stroke Time to Act. Speaking at the event, P. Vijaya, president of the Indian Stroke Association, stressed that brain stroke can happen to anyone regardless of age, gender, education, or economic background. She pointed out that while ischemic stroke is the most common type of India, only 1% of eligible patients receive 14 thrombolysis, a clot-busting injection that can improve outcomes if they administered within the golden window of the 4.5 hours from the symptom outset. Recognizing symptoms like sudden weakness, difficulty speaking, or loss of vision is crucial, she said. Now, at last, there's a famous personality of India who's known by his famous name, Abul Kalam Ghulam Muhyiddin. In short, he is known as Maulana Azad, birth anniversary 11 November 1888 up to 22nd February 1958, and sometimes referred as Abul Kalam Azad, was an Indian politician, writer, and activist of the Indian independence movement, a senior leader of the Indian National Congress. Following India's independence, he became the first Minister of Education in the Indian government. His contribution to establishing the Education Foundation in India is recognized by celebrating his birthday as a National Education Day across the India. That is 11 November. In the month of October 1920, Azad was elected as a member of the foundation committee to establish Jamia Millia Islamia at Aligarh in the Uttar Pradesh. Without taking the help from the British colonial government, he assisted in shifting the campus of the university from Aligarh to New Delhi in 1934. The main gate number 7 to the main campus of the university is named after him. Azad was the main organizers of the Darsana Satyagraha in the 1931, emerged as one of the most important national leaders of the time, prominently leading to the cause of the Hindu-Muslim unity as well as exposing secularism and socialism. He served as the Congress president from 1940 to 1945, during which the Quit India Rebellion was launched. Azad was imprisoned together with the entire Congress leadership. He also worked for Hindu-Muslim unity through the Al-Hilal newspaper. Maulana Azad says a very famous quotation. He says that teaching by tongue can be perspired, but by good deed can stay stronger. He also says that education imparted by heart can bring revolution in the society. Okay, thank you.